Welcome to Movie Night and Game Day. I'm Eric. My co-host is Kyle from the Movie Spreadsheet. We are two dudes who love doing dude stuff. Put the book down. We go toes up in front of the TV and watch movies and sports. Each week we review and discuss two movies, complete the weekly challenge. We talk sports, we pick next week's movies, and we assign you a challenge. Please subscribe, give us a rating and review, hit the like button on each episode, and comment to be a part of Movie Night and Game Day. This week, we're reviewing Superman and Friendship. Then we're playing Who Am I?, where Kyle and I will play 20 questions to guess the name of a famous movie-related person. After, we're talking the NFL outside the US, and why more flags in the NFL might be a good thing. Kyle, before the final preview ends, what's new with you?
Okay, I know this is the movie spreadsheet, but here's what's new with me. I have a guilty pleasure, a guilty pleasure, and that guilty pleasure is Love is Blind. I am a Love is Blind fiend. I watch every episode of every American season and of both of the English seasons, and I can't wait for more of it. And new episodes come out every Wednesday, so I'm very excited for it. It like literally fills me with joy, and I watch them as fast as I possibly can. Eric, have you watched Love is Blind? Do you know what it is?
Is it a reality show?
It is.
I've never seen a single episode.
Oh, it is the reality show where these couples date blindly behind pods. They can't see each other. They date a bunch of different people, and then at the end of, I think, 10 days, they have the opportunity to propose to somebody sight unseen. Then they do a reveal, so that then they actually get to see who the person is and what they look like. And you have like probably one of the cringiest moments on television, which is like these couples who are now engaged who don't know what they look like, and you can tell like it's going to work or it's not going to work based on their appearance right away. And then they immediately go on a vacation to like Cabo or somewhere else and have to live with this person, share pooping spaces with this person, all the closest, most intimate things. And then they immediately go to the real world after that, where they have to now get an apartment together. And then a short time later, they have to go get married and then ultimately choose whether or not they're going to say yes or no. And they do that on the altar. And it is my guilty pleasure.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. Do they ever reveal to each other after proposing? Because you said they propose and then they see each other for the first time. Do they ever see that moment and they're like, nah? Does that ever happen?
They propose, yes. That I don't want to give too much away, but on this season there is one where they basically are like,
tap out.
The girl's like, look, I'm not going to be able to get there. And it's a lot of controversy, and we're going to see that controversy unfold this week with the 3 new episodes releasing. So I'm very excited for it. Yeah,
I can't wait to hear the update next week.
The weird thing for me is when people describe themselves to the other person, and the words they use and like how you describe. Look, I think the best case scenario is you sell yourself short, you prepare them for something bad, and then it only goes up from there. Some of these people will be like, hey, like this is what I've been told I look like, and they don't. So your first reaction to this person is immediate disappointment.
Yeah, dude, what you should give everyone the next door version of you, and then let them see that you might be closer to the Instagram version of you. But you don't want to start off with the Instagram version of you, because it always backs off from there, because Instagram's not real. So that's really interesting. All right, maybe I'll give it a go.
You should definitely watch this season, because this season is very, very trashy. I think you will really enjoy it. It also takes place in Colorado, and this season has been described as being the men are not all right. Like the guys are like, something is just off with all the guys. That's what all like the ads have shown. That's what all the articles about it. I honestly secretly want to like create a separate podcast. It's just my obsession with Love is Blind and just talking about it.
So. We can create a junior podcast here.
Junior podcast.
All right. All right. I don't know what it means by the men are not okay, but maybe I'll have to tune in and check it out.
Eric, let me just tell you, if you get into it,
yeah.
I'm on a Love is Blind thread with Megs, my sister, and then one of my buddies and his wife, and we're all on there, and we're just like, what is going on? So if you got into it, I could add you to that thread, and you would get to enjoy the thread roasting that occurs.
All right. Tell what service is it on?
It's on Netflix. It comes out every Wednesday, but there's 6 episodes already out right now. They release 6 episodes at one time, then 3, and then like another 1, and then they do the reunion.
All right, I will try between today and the next time we record to catch 1 episode.
Okay.
And sounds like if I start 1, that's it. I'm in for all 6.
Yeah, and it's a great show to second screen. For me, I like to just go. I like to just get my little bath going, just sit there and watch Love Is Blind in my little tub. So, playing with army guys for my con. Yeah. All right, Eric, what's going on with you?
I learned so much about you today. So, Kyle, I love hoodies. I'm wearing one right now, but I have a real dilemma, and I'm hoping you and y'all out there can help me out with this dilemma. So, I ordered 2 hoodies late last week, and they just came in. I'm going to show you. I'm
excited.
Here's one. Okay. Here we go. Here's one. So it's Saints hoodie, but it's got like this like little white part. I feel like it almost feels like a uniform, but I don't know. I kind of like. So I really like that one. I really like this one. So this is this year's Crucial Catch. So it's got like lots of colors and the back. It's got the logo right there.
Love that.
So, Kyle, I think everyone's going to see it better on the video than maybe you can see it right now. But here's my dilemma.
Okay.
I also ordered a Rattler jersey because I'm really liking Spencer. I bought it, again, before this past weekend. But this past weekend, I wore this jersey, this hoodie that I have on now, and a Tyrann Mathieu jersey. So,
got you the win.
Do I wear what won this past weekend and keep it going till it stops working, or do I go to the new hoodie? It's a dilemma. What do you think?
Okay, this is really tough for me. Okay, so I have historically been a superstitious person, which is like, look, if for years for Liverpool, like one day I didn't wear Liverpool stuff and Liverpool smashed somebody, and I was like, okay, don't wear Liverpool stuff the next time. So I would say I understand the superstition side of it, but having taught AP psychology, I can tell you that what you wear has no impact on the game whatsoever.
That's not true. Not true. Bad take. I don't like that take at all. Kyle, any notable comments or say what?
I said they are complete juxtaposition of each other. I don't think you can make a bad move here, but if it were me, I would tend to wear the same thing that got me the positive result. But also bold move going for Spencer Rattler. Bold move in that jersey.
So I agree with you. I think I'm going to have to stay with what worked, but what we wear is just as impactful as when the announcers give the stat, like this guy has been perfect all season, and then they kick. The announcers are impacting that, and so is my outfit choice. Kyle, any notable comments or corrections from last week?
I've got nothing. No notable comments or corrections. How about you, Eric?
Yeah, no, nothing from me. All right, Kyle, the IMAX countdown is on the screen. That means the main attraction is starting. It's movie night. Last week, I assigned Kyle Superman, and he assigned me Friendship. We'll give you a quick overview, discuss our likes and dislikes, and reveal our scores. And while we never intend to give too many spoilers, this isn't spoiler-free, so make sure you've seen the movies. All right, Kyle, tell us about Superman.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a return of Superman directed by James Gunn, who I think is most famous for his couple movies with Guardians of the Galaxy. The movie opens with Superman it opens with a bunch of different 6 years ago this happened, and 6 days ago, then 3 years ago. So a lot of stuff going on the scene, and then immediately Superman, you see him and he's beat up, right? And then the movie, it's a superhero movie. It's got everything that you would expect in a superhero movie. He's fighting against Lex Luthor, and that's kind of what I got for it. But also the Justice Gang appears to have made an appearance as well. So, and a dog. Eric, what did I miss?
No, I was waiting for you to mention crypto. So that's it. All right, what'd you like about the movie?
Okay. So my first note, and I wrote this note before I even started the movie, was this is not my Superman. Henry Cavill is my Superman, and I can clearly say is that when this movie was over, I erased that note because I thought this guy did an awesome job playing Superman. I really liked his performance. I thought that like just what he added to that role and this intensity. Henry Cavill kind of has like that quiet like intensity about him. This guy, I'm blanking on his name because I didn't even look it up, but new Superman James Gunn Superman has this fiery like intensity that you see and you're like, oh, okay, like, oh damn, I'm really into this. I also like
it's David Cornsweet, by the way.
David Cornsweet.
There you go.
Love it. God, what else I like about this one? I loved Crypto, obviously, the doggo. Like, who doesn't love a good superhero dog? And then I think the big thing about this movie that I really liked is, holy crap, did Green Lantern and the Justice Gang steal the show in this movie? Completely unexpected. I had no idea that was going to happen. I loved it. And also, I watched this one with my daughter, and she thought it was so... She thought Nathan Fillion was so funny. Like, you would just cut in the background, like he's having a serious moment of like kind of being upset, and then in the background is Nathan Fillion like turning his Green Lantern into like a huge bat and like beating this demon up, or this monster up with the bat. Awesome, and I love like that lightness that those characters brought to the role. Eric, what did you like about this movie?
Yeah, a lot of that. I agree with you. So the incorporation of Crypto like just added a whole nother heart tugger to the movie. And I feel as though that's like one of James Gunn's specialties, because between Groot and the rabbit,
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket. Thank you. Yeah, between those two, like, how could you not fall in love during Guardians of the Galaxy? So I love that. Although I do have to say, like, I kept hearing Crypto. I know they were going for kryptonite. All I could think of was like Bitcoin, and it was just, that was annoying me. But I loved Crypto in the movie. There are other things that James Gunn brings to the table, like cinematically. Like, he does these big sights, big sounds. It's just like a great use of all of the tools that you have at your disposal when you're making a movie. And you can clearly see that James Gunn has a vision. And I kind of have like a kind of a hot take that I wonder if he was forced out of Marvel because they were seeing... Kevin Feige was seeing what James Gunn was doing and how he was kind of like bringing a different vision. And Kevin was like, no, this is my ship to lead. And he was like, fine, I'll go do it. And I'll do it better at DC. I was really impressed with how he took control of the movie. The Justice Gang, like especially Mr. Terrific, I loved. I thought it just added like an extra slight comic relief, even though the movie was not nearly as dark as like the previous iterations of Superman with like this more modern DC. Also, I liked the story. Like, Superman is dealing with like, who am I really? Why am I fighting all of these fights? And it incorporated some real elements into a superhero movie, like love and the bond with a dog, bond with parents. And then it also added just the right amount of multiverse, or should I say pocket universe in this one. Like, they did it right. We don't need this whole like deep down multiverse. Just quick, like, oh, they're not on Earth right now. It was great. And I agree. So I disagree with you. Henry Cavill was not my Superman. I would go back to Christopher Reeve and say he was the Superman to beat. But I agree with you. Like, David Cornsweet struck just the right tone for me compared to prior Supermans. Like, to me, it was almost like a mixture of how Captain America and Spider-Man in the more recent Marvels have been done. Like, you have the principled and stubborn of Captain America, but like the boyish charm of Spider-Man mixed into one. So all of that put together, I really loved this movie. So, Kyle, any thoughts on that? Anything else you want to get into? Do you want to react to my hot take about James Gunn?
No, I mean, doesn't James Gunn also have like an accusation against it? Aren't there talks about his personal life or stuff like that. Am I mistaken on that one? As potential
No,
reason to leave?
there was an issue. There was an issue. Don't remember exactly what it was, but there was an issue, and so that could have led to it too. You're right.
And now he's I looked at his title. He's co-CEO of something. Is it of DC?
I was under the impression that he is the equivalent at DC as Kevin Feige is at Marvel. Like basically all creative runs through him.
Yeah, I just fact checked it. He's co-CEO of DC Studios, so I mean, pretty big role.
Okay,
So I mean, that would make sense
Yeah.
though to leave Marvel. Like, why would you leave Marvel? And it's because you got a promotion at DC. And then honestly, too, this is to speak to the testament of what Marvel has done, is that Superman is historically the most famous superhero and is the best one. And what they've done is they made him a footnote compared to all the other Marvel characters that they have shown us. And so for James Gunn now to get access to that, that's got to be, promotion plus, probably the most famous and, in my opinion, the best superhero, Superman.
Yeah. Oh, really? You think it's the best superhero?
Oh yes. And honestly,
right
and you know why? I mean, and this is going to be even the hotter take, is it's Zack Snyder's cut of Superman. Like specifically when the Flash, remember that part in the movie where the Flash is whipping around, running super fast, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so fast," and then Superman's fighting like Batman and Wonder Woman, and then all of a sudden his eyes go straight to the Flash, like it locks on the Flash, and the Flash knows, like, oh no, like he's as fast as I. Like that part is so cool and shows you, like, yes, this is who Superman is. So that's kind of my hot take, because I know that's a hot one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if I came ready to discuss who I think is the best superhero, but that could be another discussion another day. Kyle,
I like it.
What didn't you like about the movie?
Okay. Superman is back, right? Like I think we know. I took that note. I wrote that note down. Like Superman is officially back, and he's back from that first scene, because when it opens and he's laying there and he's bloody and you're like what? He just lost that fight. Now look, I think that's cool to do it that way, but this movie felt like I was watching part 2 of a series in which I didn't watch part 1. Like, what is going on? How did we get to this point? I know you've given us your tiny little like backstory that appeared on the screen like pretty quickly, but like what else is going on? I might have liked to see some of that build up. That's kind of like my first big thought. My second is I particularly didn't like, I like what you said about the multiverse, because when they said, all right, he's in a multiverse, I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Here we go.
Are we gonna actually do this again? And it was just like you said, it was just enough of the multiverse. I just thought the story as a whole didn't really work for me. I like the thing where he's figuring out who he is, and he's trying to identify, like, do I, follow like what my biological parents said, or do I follow what, how I was raised, and it's cool nod of that. But fighting the clone and everything else, I was like, wait, this is kind of just being dumped on us out of nowhere really quickly. I wasn't really a big fan of the story overall. I like Superman. I like the Justice League. I just didn't really care for the main story. And then finally, my biggest thing was that I don't really think the humor that James Gunn kind of brought into it really worked for me. I wasn't really sure of what we were trying to get to. If we're having this deeper Superman who's feeling these things, the lightness, it felt so Guardians of the Galaxy forced to me, where I thought, like, wow, this is really similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just didn't hit to the same level because you don't have the same characters that we've grown to be attached for. It takes time to build that up. And then finally, my last really big takeaway is I thought the chemistry between Superman and Lois Lane was just not there at all. I just really wasn't feeling it at all. It just kind of seemed super forced, and it seemed like this is not, kind of felt like maybe some of the couples on Love is Blind trying to force it to get engaged. It just didn't feel like a good casting match for me, or maybe it just wasn't scripted well enough for them to feel. I just didn't feel that passion between the two of them. So there's a lot there. I know you're going to have some takes on it. Eric, what didn't you like about the movie, or my takes?
Yeah, well, I'll start with what I didn't like. So I know I said I was really excited about the inclusion of crypto. It also made me super nervous the entire time. Maybe it's just because I'm a dog parent and it's just, but the whole time I'm like, what's going to happen to the dog? The dog has to survive. Nothing can happen to crypto. Like the entire time that was going through my mind. Um, I did not like at the end how we've been set up for a Supergirl movie or a Supergirl reappearance, especially they're kind of presenting her as like a hot mess. I don't know what I feel about that. I was not excited about that. And it also felt like they might be setting up for an expansion of the Justice Gang. And you and I might disagree on this one. I don't know if kind of goes back to what you were saying in your dislikes. Like, I don't know if those other characters besides Superman are ready to stand alone in a movie. And it made me think about how we watched Thunderbolts a little bit earlier. Like, I think one of the things that was missing from that movie was a really strong central character, and you had this gang of unknowns who were trying to come together. And I'm just a little concerned that if they do that with the Justice Gang, it's going to have a very similar feeling. I don't know overall, though, if I agree with you on the story. I actually really liked the way that I thought the story was really good. And I was a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. So the fact that you kind of brought that feel to the Superman movie made me really like it. But anyway, Kyle, any thoughts on what I just had to say?
Yeah, I totally agree about the dog, right? And I told Blake this during the movie. I was like, nothing is going to happen to the dog. Like you don't like we're not watching the type of movie where something would happen to the dog. And then also too, totally agree about the Supergirl. I was like, wait, we throw her in at the very end, and she's like, all we know about her is that she goes to parties with Red Sun so that she can get hammered. Like what? Like, well, that's no, I don't. No, I wasn't on board for that.
Okay. Totally agree. All right, Kyle. I am curious to know your overall score, and I think I beat ChatGPT this time. So,
Okay.
Kyle, what you got?
Okay. So the overall score for me is a 6.3, making this movie number 292 of 391, so just slightly above average. And I definitely think this is a movie where we can build off of this character and we can like develop like sort of a feeling for what Superman is going to be. We're just not there yet. Or I'm not there yet. We should say that. Eric, what did you think I was going to be at, and what did ChatGPT predict?
All right, so I thought that you were going to have it sit between Iron Man 2 and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I thought you were going to come in at an 8.125.
Okay.
So clearly wasn't that close, but ChatGPT thought that you were going to give it a 9.2 because they thought it would be similar to The Dark Knight, District Zero, and Inception. So ChatGPT, you might want to get your wires fixed.
That's crazy to me. So District 9, it thinks it's close to District 9. That's insane. And then also, yeah, absolutely. You know, it feels good when ChatGPT gives you like one of those ones really high up on the scale, and then you can just kind of slide under it and be like, I know I'm going to be closer. So nice work, Eric.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I got closer. So, Kyle, just by the way, I gave it an 8.875. That is, I think it's in the top 15%, but it's pretty high on my list. I really liked it. I like this franchise. I like the actors. I can't wait to see the next one. All right. We would love to know what you thought about the movie, so please comment your likes, dislikes, scores, and guesses, and we'll read notable comments on next week's show. Coming up, we're going to discuss the movie Friendship and play Who Am I? Ooh, right after this quick pee break. Before we get to the second movie, did you know Movie Night and Game Day was inspired by Kyle's channel, The Movie Spreadsheet? Kyle, tell us about the channel and what you've reviewed recently.
The movie spreadsheet is my passion. It's something I created when I had a newborn and I was staying up late at night, and I decided to put all these movies into a list and organize it so I knew which movies were actually my favorite. I've just reviewed a couple couple good ones. The Monkey, I'm gonna plug that one again. You need to watch the review on that because The Monkey is a surpriser. I just did The Surfer with Nicolas Cage, which is awesome. I just made a list compilation with my wife, our top 5 favorite sports documentaries and our top 5 favorite movies. And then also, I'm now in the shorts game with this amazing Wheel of Destiny, which lets me choose what my next movie will be. And I just reviewed Strangers Chapter 2. All reviews are spoiler free. And I give you that score and ranking right up front at the start of the review. Go check it out.
Awesome. And we've got links to it here and in the show notes. And Kyle, I clearly need to change the word inspired because that's 2 weeks in a row I couldn't get it out. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Movie Night and Game Day. We are getting ready to play the Movie Night and Game Day Challenge, and then we're going to dive into this week's sports topics. But first, we've got to review Friendship. So, Kyle, Craig was having a really rough go of it. He and his wife aren't emotionally connected anymore. His son is drifting away, and he has no friends. But wait, new neighbor Austin, the local weatherman, shows up. They bond over music and how shitty work is, and they quickly become best buds. But after Craig hangs out with a group of Austin's friends and makes the night weird, the two fall out, and Craig will do anything to rekindle the friendship, and we see how far anything kind of goes. Kyle, did I miss anything?
No, that was a perfect summary of this movie.
Oh, well, thank you. So, Kyle, here's what I liked about the movie. I thought it was, at least in the beginning, really interesting because it exposed some truths about male friendship. Like, you stick two dudes together at any kind of event, and all of a sudden you're gonna find a sport or a team or something to bond over, and then dudes can just be friends after that. And I thought it was interesting how they showcased that at the beginning, and then one guy invites the new friend over and hangs out with a bunch of friends. Everyone's welcoming. So I thought that was kind of really cool that we saw that about male friendships. I did like how the movie portrayed how some people are just awk, and how it's hard for people like that to fit in. This movie kind of supercharges that thought, but rarely ever do you have that as the main character focus. So I thought that was interesting to explore. Those are kind of the things that I liked about the movie. Kyle, any thoughts on that? And what did you like?
Yeah, I think when you talked about the awk of it, it kind of leads to this question of if he's this awk all the time, which he is, how does he get a wife that looks like that and is as awesome as that all? So, okay, what did I like about the movie? Well, I mean, I thought there were a few parts of it where I generally laughed at. I'm a huge fan of Kate Mara. I think I just generally really enjoy movies that she's in and the roles that she plays. I thought it was really funny when he licked the toad. And the guy was like, "Oh, you really lick you really got a big lick there." The guy's like, "Oh my god, was that too much?" I'm like, "What? How much was I supposed?" And I thought that was funny. There was a few moments in the movie that caught me and genuinely made me laugh. And so I wasn't really expecting it, and I kind of felt like it had this very loosely crazy, stupid love, kind of redemption arc going on in it, at least for part of the time. Now, look, it's not crazy stupid love, but I did feel like there was a little bit of that arc. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say what I liked about this movie. Eric, what didn't you like about this movie?
Okay, so I just have one question to kick this section off. What the fuck did you make me watch? This was the most bizarre movie I think I've seen in a really long time. And I was kind of feeling a lot of the things that you touched on just now. Was I supposed to laugh? Was I supposed to take a lot of this seriously? Sometimes when I watch shows like Succession or Your Enthusiasm, like I start watching it too seriously and then I have to start over and just be like, no, you have to take this lighthearted and then you can enjoy it a whole lot more. You couldn't take this one lighthearted. It was just so bizarre. The movie constantly tugged at emotions for me, and it's not all at the same emotions. They were tugging up, they were tugging down, they were tugging every which way, and I felt as though I never got a breather, because it was either like pulling hard at emotions about friendship or about love, or like you were just dumped in this super awk situation and you're like, what am I doing? I know what you said about the hot wife and Kate Mara, but she's also in a group therapy session where she's like, dude, I don't know if he's going to make me orgasm again. I'm pretty sure that was one of the first lines in the movie. I'm like, what are we into? Yep. And then apparently she got off rubbing up on the tunnel. Sure. Okay. I don't know. And then just two more things to mention. First of all, why are some wrongs okay and others not? I'm talking about when Craig ended up punching Austin and all the dudes were like, whoa, you punched Austin. You made the night weird. You got to get out of here. Austin just punched him twice and they had to stop the fight twice. Then he went overboard and everyone knows he's awk, but now he's kicked out of the group. Like, I kind of agreed with him in that ending scene. Maybe not under the duress, but I definitely kind of agreed with that thought. And then the last thing, the movie, did you feel like you were in like an ADD whip around? Like all of a sudden, like big moves happened and things weren't explained. Like Craig's wife is on the news. She moves out, but then she's back living with them. And Craig's escalations, maybe this is real, I don't know, but like they escalated in ways that I just didn't find believable. What did you make me watch? Those were my dislikes. Kyle, any thoughts on that? What did you not like about the movie?
Well, let me tell you why I made you watch this. Poor research. No, I'm just kidding. I read a bunch of like articles, like, you know, how they have like the best movie streaming, and like Friendship was on every single one of those lists. I think partly because of the main character, then also Paul Rudd's in it. So, and it's something like a bit different. Okay. What can I make of those things? Well, let me just tell you, I started this movie. I watched the first 20 minutes of it and I was like, okay, I must have had one of those moments, you know, like where you read like a chapter out of a book and then you're like, whoa, did I read anything at all? I need to reread that chapter. So I actually restarted this movie. I watched the first 20 minutes again and nothing was explained. I mean, in the first 20 minutes, we have his wife talking about what you talked about. We have his wife kissing his son on the mouth, and I was like, "Wait a second, are they related? Are they not related? Like what's happening? Like this is weird." That comment was real. Yeah, that was really strange to me. Talking about sleeping at her, going out to dinner with her ex-boyfriend. I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like, I need to be in the know of what's going on because I am watching this movie, and I didn't feel like I had all the information to watch this movie. And then, like you said, you had no idea what was going to happen. I like how you said, like, it pulled you all over the place, right? And there was some entertainment value in that. Once it gets past that first 20 minutes, I feel like it starts to settle down and it kind of finds a little bit of a groove. But, you know, the big note that I took is I don't know of any person that would actually act and behave like this. And you made that exact same comment, and I could not agree with that comment more. I have no idea of how Cal Raleigh home run. That's what I'm talking about. Big dumper. But I have no idea who is gonna behave like that. Who's gonna act like that? When he puts the bar of soap in his mouth, I'm like, stop. What are you doing? This is so weird. And then, you know, there were other cool things in this movie. Like when he took his wife in a sewer, like, okay, somebody showed him something cool, so he tried to duplicate it and he messed it up. Totally relatable. But he drops his flashlight, so that's ruined. Then he drops his phone. It's like, come on. Absolutely not. So those were my big dislikes for the movie. Eric, what was your overall score for this one? Or do you have any other thoughts about what I said?
No, so the only other thing that I wanted to mention was I'm giving you a hard time, but after watching the movie, I did a little research because I just wanted to see what other people thought of the movie. It got over 70% from Rotten Tomatoes, like 72%.
83% right now.
It's 83.
83% right now.
Yeah, you're all insane. I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, and also like when he put the soap in his mouth, clearly all of those people would be like, okay, this dude is super awk and he's trying to make it like okay. Wouldn't you try to de-escalate it and be like, come on, man, let's calm down, let's hit reset, let's start over. We know you didn't mean to punch your new friend. Anyway, let's move on. You wanted my overall score. I'll give you my overall score. So I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I gave it a 4.25. Okay. That's the bottom 7%. It's not like the worst, but I gave it a really low score on length. It was over 90 minutes. It had no business being a second over 90 minutes. Yep. And I took off distraction points because I thought it was, I actually liked the concept. I thought it was a really cool concept to explore, like an awk dude making friends with another awk dude. But it was just so unrealistic. And then the ending where it was like, I'm going to jail because I'm your friend because I'm protecting your secret. Come on. So anyway, what did you think my score was going to be? How close was ChatGPT?
All right, so I thought you'd be at a 6.5. So I was being favorable here to your score. Maybe trying to find a little bit more of that, like, hey, here's the things he's going to like about the movie. AI predicted you between a 7.7 and a 7.9, so a 7.8. So as soon as you talked about your likes, I knew I was going to have AI beat. So AI beat. Yep, that's where I had to.
What was your score?
My overall score for Friendship was a 4.7. So we were really, really close. I had to lose points for achievement a goal. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy. It's not very funny. But that was the big loss for me. And I did think there were some pacing issues with the length, so I didn't give it full points for length, even though it's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's just like it felt like, what's happening? Like, and this is one of those movies where focus on one element. Is this movie about friendship or is this movie about his marriage? Because I don't think that what they did was like it. I don't think what they did worked. It could focus on one or the other, and I think had it just done one of those two things, it would have been a much better movie. For like a Steve Carell type awkwardness in real life. Okay. That's what I got.
Totally agree. And I remember first watching The Office and thinking how awkward that was. That's got nothing. That's vanilla compared to this movie. So what did y'all think of the movie? Please let us know your likes, your dislikes, and your scores. Put them up in the comments, and we'll read some notable comments on next week's show. All right, so at the end of the episode, we're going to assign next week's movies, and you really want to be the person picking first, because then you can pick whatever you want. To figure out who's picking first, we've got the Movie Night and Game Day Challenge. This week, we're going to try it again. We're playing Who Am I? So each of us has picked the name of someone well-known who's somehow related to one of the movies in the top 25% of each of our spreadsheets. So it's someone that is definitely on our radar. Here's how it works. It's just like 20 questions. We have to ask yes or no questions, and we'll have up to 20 questions to get it right. And the person who gets it right in fewer questions wins the right to pick first. So, Kyle, you're guessing first, right?
Correct.
All right. So, Kyle, you've got 20 yes or no questions. Let's give it a go.
Here we go. Am I alive today?
Yes.
Okay. Am I a guy?
Yes.
Okay. Am I American?
Yes. That's 3 questions. And you eliminated a lot of, or you asked some good questions there. So we're up to 3.
I'm pretty excited for this. Okay.
Okay.
Do I have blonde hair?
No.
No. Have I won an Oscar?
I think you did. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I want to confirm that, but I think you did.
Okay, I'll talk this out so you can confirm it. All right, so I've got non-blonde hair. I am an American. I am alive, and I'm a dude. So I've got 4, and then we're confirming that 5th one, which is if I've won an Oscar or not.
Correct. Okay, here we go. Yes. So that's 5 questions. Good summary, and you're an Oscar winner.
Did I win an Oscar in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay, so it's older. Am I tall? Am I over 6 foot?
I don't think so.
Dang, that kind of threw me off my...
Let me see. Your question was, are you over 6 feet?
Over 6 feet. It's gonna be like 5'11".
Let's see. Would have thought that would come right up on the Wikipedia page, but it did not. You are not over 6 feet.
Okay, I'm a little one. Just kidding. Okay, let's go with. Let's ask a question about. I need to ask the type of movie. Okay, so Eric, this question about the genre.
So question 5 was Academy Award. Question 6 was when was the Academy Award, and question 7 was height. So you're up to 7 questions.
Okay. Is the movie that I won an Academy Award for the movie that was selected off of my list?
No.
Am I known for being in war movies? Have I been in war movies?
Yes.
Have I been in war movies have I been in modern war movies? World War II.
What do you mean by modern?
World War II on.
Give me yes. That's 10 questions. I'd ask more questions.
So I'm not going to be famous for the war movie. I gotta figure out what point I start pulling out some names. Okay, let's go to. Am I known for being? Am I funny? Am I comedic relief in movies?
No.
Am I Tom Hanks?
All right, so no.
I wanted that.
No.
One.
All right. So you're a dude. Academy Award winner. Not over 6 feet. Trying to just recap some of the other things you've said.
Am I Matt Damon?
12 questions. You are Matt Damon. That's your 13th question. So nicely done. Yeah, when you asked the Academy Award, I was like, yes, he is an Academy Award winner, but I don't know if it wasn't for acting. It was for the screenplay. But I'm glad it didn't throw you off course. Well done. I was going to give you a hint once you got to 15 and say that you appear twice in your top 25%. I can't remember which 2 it was.
Yeah, it would have to be what we got. It would have to be Saving Private Ryan would be one of them. And The Martian.
Maybe The Martian.
And The Martian. Yep, that'd be it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so I got to beat 13.
13 questions. I'm typing this out right now as we go, and I have my page open to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. All right, cool.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Am I a man?
Yes.
Am I alive?
Yes.
Okay. Am I below 30
No.
years old?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do I have gray hair?
Yes.
Okay. Have I Have I acted recently?
Yes.
Okay. Am I known for comedy?
No.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so we're 6 in. We're a man. We're a little bit older because we got gray hair. Not known for comedy, but has acted recently.
Correct.
And we're at 6. Okay. All right. Um. Let's see. Am I American?
Yes.
Okay. Um. Let's see. Am I best known for action?
Yes.
Okay. So action, gray hair, still acting. All right. Does he have gray hair? I didn't think he had gray hair yet. Do I? I'm gonna throw out a guess. Am I Bruce Willis?
You're not Bruce Willis.
Crap. Okay. Well, let's see. I've got 3 guesses, right? And you said most known for action. So it's okay. So it's not comedy.
You want me to read it back out so you can think?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you're a man. You are alive.
Yep.
You're not below 30. You have gray hair. You've acted recently. You're not known for comedy. You are an American, best known for action, and you are not Bruce Willis.
Okay. Am I at 10?
You're at 10 right now. This will be your
I'm
10th
at
one right
10.
here. Yep.
Okay. I'm about to ask the 10th question.
Correct.
Okay, so I've got 3 wins, 4 ties.
Wait, hold on a second. We should establish the fact that this is Ryder Cup rules. Therefore, you have to beat 13 to take the cup.
Oh, well, hold on. We're just gonna make up those rules halfway through the. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I want to turn around and look at my spreadsheet, which is right behind me, but I'm not going to. Okay. Am I known for being in a franchise?
Yes.
Okay. Did you? I'm gonna throw. Well, no, that wouldn't be. Well, okay. Am I Christopher Lloyd?
No.
Okay. I got 2 more, right? No, 1 more to beat you. So I gotta just guess.
This will be 12 right here.
Okay. I'm trying to think what else is high up in my spreadsheet. It'd be really funny if it was also Matt Damon and you were just messing with me this whole time. No, let's see. What else is up there? Action, franchise, action, gray hair. Okay, I'm gonna go with. No. Am I Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then I lost because we'll go by Ryder Cup rules. Who am I?
Wait, no. Let's figure this out.
Oh, okay. You want me to keep going?
Keep it going. I'll give you. I can give you a hint at. You want me to give you a hint at 13? Why don't you take a shot right here? Wait, take a shot right here at 13. Then we can be a legit tie.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of what other movies are like high up on my spreadsheet. It's I'm alive. You said I'm alive.
Yes.
Best known for action. I just can't imagine you actually did something from Back to the Future. I'll go. Am I Jeff Goldblum?
No.
Okay. All right. So now, okay, so that's 13. So I've officially lost. Okay. So at 15, I'll take a hint. Am I best known for for my franchise work?
You are best known for your franchise work, and you've been in 2 massive franchises. So like either one is huge.
Okay. So
one is way more dorky than the others.
One is way more dorky?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say Star Wars and Marvel. Oh, sounded like I'm kind of on the right track. Ooh.
Like you're halfway
is
there.
it? So it's one of those two. So am I in the Marvel franchise?
No.
Okay, so am I in Star Wars?
Yes.
Gee, I'm trying to what's the other? Am I Mark Hamill?
No.
No. What number am I at?
This will be your 16th guess.
Okay. It will be my 16th guess.
Correct.
Okay. Who else was in Star Wars?
The movie
that has
the movie
gray
on
hair.
your
Oh,
list.
am I Harrison Ford?
You're Harrison Ford.
Okay. Yes. Hey, we both did so much better this time. I'm going to take that as a win.
So much better. I think combined, we combined, we were at 29. I think I last time was over 29 by myself.
Yeah. I mean, it got so high, I think we stopped counting. So that's pretty good. All right. Well, I'm excited. The last time was just so bad, Kyle. So this is great. All right. So you did it in 13. I did it in 16. We have our winner. That's Kyle. That means he's picking first and assigning next week's movie first at the end of the episode. But with that, Netflix is recommending what we should watch next. So it's time to wrap movie night. But the home crowd showed up. They're pumped. It's time for game day. Kyle and I are passionate about sports, so we each bring a topic or two that we want to discuss that's affecting the giant world of sports. Kyle, what you got this week?
All right, so this week I want to talk about the NFL, and I want to talk about, Roger Goodell has talked about that he wants the NFL to be big globally, and we know what I think we can assume, or I'm going to assume what he means by this is that he is a fan of these games in other countries, and he only wants there to potentially grow and be more venues and sites for these games. My personal take on this as I watch these games is they just don't have the same feel, obviously, as an NFL game, and it feels like something is missing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a West Coaster. I love a good early morning start to sports. It's what I grew up with. Like, you wake up and games are already going. I am such a fan of that. There's so much so, Eric, that like, when baseball is on like right now and the Mariners are playing on the West Coast, I will actually watch the game in the morning because I'm not staying up late to watch the game. Anyways, I digress. Let's go back to the NFL. So I think what the NFL should do for expansion, this is my crazy idea, Eric, and I want to get your take on it, is I think the NFL should actually have different sites, have different locations that that essentially like adopt NFL teams. And so like for like New Orleans, especially like New Orleans would play in Paris, right? It makes sense for them to be like the Paris game and they play games there every single year. That way you build a little bit of this fan base and you can make these games kind of feel a little bit more like the NFL environment. So that's kind of like my big takeaway is I'd like to see these games being adopted, and I want these games to count as away games and not as home games, because we all know if your team is playing overseas and it's a home game, then that's one less game that you get on your season pass. But hey, don't forget, they're going to make it up for it because you get an extra preseason game, which is totally bogus. So, Eric, what's your thoughts on NFL opening up cities to essentially adopt or connect with these North American NFL franchises? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this one. So, let's see. We're in 2025. I believe it was 2022. The Saints were the home team at Tottenham Stadium against the Vikings. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So we made a nice trip out of it. We went all over the UK. But what was so bizarre to me about going to that home Saints game was that, first of all, people were wearing every single NFL jersey. So it wasn't like it was overwhelmingly Vikings fans. It wasn't overwhelmingly Saints fans. It was NFL fans, which is cool, but they're wearing, like, I saw Cowboys. I saw so many Jacksonville Jaguar jerseys. It was really bizarre to me. And also in the crowd, there were more Vikings fans than Saints fans. And you know my feelings on the away team and how they behave at a home game. It's so weird to have a home game at a neutral site. It makes no sense to me. So from giving you all of that background, yeah, I would love it to have more of a connection so that way when the Saints go play in London, then you have a Saints London crowd showing up to support. I do think, Kyle, you're getting your wish. From what I understand, first of all, I love your idea. I think Delta and Air France should start a direct between New Orleans and Paris and call it the French Connection. So why not play our home games there? That sounds like a great idea, but I digress. I'm pretty sure that each NFL team is investing and kind of claiming an international territory. I'm pretty sure like the Patriots are somewhere in Germany. I'm very convinced that the Saints are placing a stake in like Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
So I support that idea. I think that it would be great to get a real fan base so that way, at least if you're stuck at home watching, it looks like you're watching a home game. I think the whole discussion of losing a home game and replacing it with a preseason game, that's a great topic for another game day. But Kyle, I'm all about it. It is really weird watching an NFL fan base versus a team fan base when the NFL is playing. But just kind of like what you were saying, this isn't a rant against the international games. Just can we make it feel a little less international and just more like, hey, we picked up the Superdome and dropped it off in Melbourne or wherever it happens to be. So totally agree.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have more incentives to, like, if you did that same thing, then you'd be like, then the New Orleans Saints could say, all right, so many season tickets holders, like, you know, we're going to put you in a raffle and you're going to get tickets to go to this game. We're going to have like our little section and all that good stuff. Yes, the Jaguars are immensely popular in London because of the owner of the Jaguars also owns a Premier League team. And so like that connection's been going on for years. So yes. And when you do watch it, it would be difficult. It would be extremely difficult to just take a picture of an NFL Europe game and then for me to be like, all right, who's playing in this game? You'd be like, there's Chiefs, there's Vikings, there's Colts. And also, too, if the Vikings
you'd think it was a Pro Bowl game.
Yes. If the Vikings aren't claimed by a Nordic territory, NFL, what are we even doing? This is like the perfect match made in heaven. Come on, let's make this happen. Seattle needs to be, the Seahawks need to play in Japan. I think that'd be really cool. Let's get some of that love going over there. San Diego, let's move the Chargers back to San Diego, then let's move them out to Australia. So, all right, that's my passion. I have all these ideas how the NFL can be better. That's my big one. Eric, what is your big sports topic for the day?
Okay, are you ready for this one? Here's my hot take.
Okay.
We need to add more flags to the NFL. Don't you agree?
No. I don't agree.
No, of course not. Okay, let me give you a little more context. So, this past weekend, I was in the Superdome. It's the fourth quarter. We're after the 2-minute warning. We kick a field goal. We're now up 29-14, I believe. Giants got the ball back. It's 1st and 10. There's about a minute 55 to go. Snap the ball. Carl Granderson is left unblocked. He comes and sacks Jackson Dart, and the ref throws a roughing the passer flag. Now, you know what I think about CBS and their coverage. Even the on-air crew was like, wait a minute, was there a hold? We must have missed a hold. No, it was a roughing the passer. The TV crew, Coach Kellen Moore, they were all saying the same thing. What Carl Granderson did was how we teach sacks so that way they can be protective of the quarterback, but then the defense can actually do something against the quarterback. And still, that flag was thrown. Thankfully, it didn't have any impact on the game. Yes, I understand I'm a Saints fan, and so I'm talking about this, but this happens so many times to defenses all the time. So what do? It's time for the quarterbacks to be flag football behind the line of scrimmage. So that way, if Carl Granderson is left unblocked and runs up to Jackson Dart, just grab the flag off his hip, just like you would in flag football, and then he is sacked right at that point. Look, when you are the fan of a team and your team gets a sack on the opposing quarterback, it's like the best thing ever. You're all about it. And you kind of, when you see that happen to the other quarterback, you're like, I hope he's not injured, you know? But if your guy gets sacked, you pray that they're not injured. So I understand, like, look, the quarterback makes or breaks the game. Like, look at the Bengals right now without Joe Burrow. It's a mess up there. Look at the Saints without really a quarterback, although I love you, Spencer. I guess what my point, though, is, like, the league believes that the quarterback needs to be protected. And I think overall, if you were to ask fans, like, if they were to lose their franchise quarterback for a couple games due to an injury, especially because of a sack, they would say get rid of sacks. No one wants to see their star quarterback injured. But we have to let the defense be able to get to them and to do something meaningful. I say let's throw flags on the guys, and that is how you sack them behind the line of scrimmage. So, Kyle, now that I added a little more context, what are your thoughts about that?
That's a crazy take. I mean, honestly, I'm not a fan of the Saints, right? Like, I'm not a Saints fan. I'm from Seattle. I'm a Seahawks fan. When I saw that penalty, I just thought it was the most egregious call I've seen in so long, and that's coming from somebody who's not like a Saints fan. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And I've said this before. I feel like the NFL is really, really testing my boundaries as a fan with a lot of things that they do, and this is one of them. Like, we have to have football is a violent sport. Like, let's not sugarcoat it at all. This wasn't even a hard hit. He is intentionally slowing himself down. I would describe it as like a hard bumping into, so as to make sure he does not get a penalty. And what does he get? A roughing the passer penalty. It's an absolute joke. The flopping is becoming a joke now too. No, we're not putting flags on these guys. You're going to start taking hits, and if you go down with an injury, that's the nature of the game. And if you don't like it, then watch a different sport, which every sport has injuries. So, like, that's just how it is. But yeah, Eric, I felt for you, and I was watching it with Megs, and Megs was like, "What?" And I was like, I can't even justify it in a way to be like, no, here's why that was a penalty. So, no, I want to.
Yeah, it was insane, and this is like, I do not want to be the person that comes down on the refs, because I do think that the refs overwhelmingly get extremely close calls right, like 99% of the time. There's 1% of the time where they miss. I just wish that we could help them in that 1% of the time to overrule things that were judgment calls, or we can always undo certain things and not others. But maybe we accept more violence in the sport. I don't think that's where the NFL is going, but something has to be done about that, because it was just ridiculous. And yeah, I think any fan, it was similar to the pass interference in that NFC Championship game, not relitigating, but it's like, it doesn't matter who you're a fan of, like, everybody saw it and everybody knows what actually happened versus what was called.
Yeah, nobody wants this to happen to their team. That's the big thing. It's like, I see this and I'm like, if this happens to the Seahawks, I'm going to be really upset. And now I'm not upset because it doesn't happen to the Seahawks, but it's still like, wait, it's constantly testing us. What is a penalty? What's not a penalty? And like I've said, we almost need a commission that is in charge of calling these penalties. Like, quick reviews, was that a penalty or not? It's just going to slow the game down more. It just, to me, seems like other sports have issues, and they take steps to remedy those issues that don't change the sport that much. And the NFL is kind of going in the exact opposite direction. And I don't really agree with the steps that they're taking a bunch of times. And Eric, we haven't even talked about like the ball hitting the, in the Vikings game, the ball hitting the camera line. And it's just like, what is the NFL doing? How is this a penalty? And has the NFL come out and even said anything about it? Has the NFL been like, no, that wasn't a penalty?
Yeah. No. No. Well, this is a hot topic for another day, but the NFL loves when there's controversy out there, especially when it has nothing to do with like injuries and CTE. But again, as I said, that's for another day. All right, Kyle, any other thoughts?
That's all I got, Eric. Nothing else. How about you?
That's all you got. All right. The game's tied. We're heading into the bottom of the ninth. We'll assign the movies for next week and reveal a new subscriber challenge right after this.
All right, we'll be assigning movies next, but Eric's got an awesome channel called the McMedia Report that you absolutely have to check out for all your media news. I can tell you right now for a fact, I watch it every single week, multiple times. I love it. I'm learning so much about the media, and I look forward to these posts multiple times a week. Eric, tell us some more about the McMedia Report.
Yeah, I just like to find news stories that I think are important and that don't get a lot or enough coverage. So I try to dig a little deeper into them, and then I take about 5 minutes and discuss it. I shoot for every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we're doing it at least twice a week. And this week, I'm talking about how NBC is staying on YouTube TV and what that means for all of the sports that are just on Peacock. How will you be accessing that in the future if you're a YouTube TV subscriber? So, love for you to check it out. Thanks, Kyle. All right, y'all. Welcome back to movie night and game day, where there's less than a minute on the game clock. We're about to reveal this week's subscriber challenge, but right now it's time to pick next week's movies. Kyle beat me by 3 questions on Who Am I? So he gets to pick first. What are we watching this week?
Okay, well, look, I was really looking at 3 of these, right? We have Tron Ares coming out, and that's obviously a huge one going to theaters. But my last theater experience was kind of a weird one for me. I had let me tell you about my movie experience here for a second, Eric. So you know how you can, like, AMC app, amazing. You choose your seats, right? Now look, if there are people in the movie theater, and there's only like a few people in the theater, I'm making sure I don't sit anywhere near them. I'm on the complete opposite side. You know what? You got your thing going on. I'm just trying to sit here and watch a movie. Like let's not interact at all. And so I go on the app, and from my sister recommended or suggested, it was on the Wheel of Destiny, I should say. But my sister chose for me to go watch Strangers Chapter 2. So I had to go watch Strangers Chapter 2, which you go to theater, see a horror movie, like crowd gets a little bit different. And the front 2 right seats were taken in that next section. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll sit back left, right? Like not all the way back left, like row J, right? Back left. And so I'm like waiting in the hallway. I'm not sure if you've been to a movie with me. Obviously, if the audience out there, Eric, I know you have. But I stand in the hallway behind the theater until I hear Nicole Kidman's voice come on, and then I walk on in and I find my seat. And I feel like sometimes I'm like that person who gets on just before the plane door closes, where like maybe people think they're going to be in there by themselves, and then you're like, oh man, Annie's going to sit right next to me. But I don't sit right next to them. So I'm on that left side, right? I go and I find my seat, and I like look to the front right, and the people that chose those front 2 seats like aren't there. Then all of a sudden I hear this noise to the very back left corner of the theater, the very, very back left 2 corner seats. And there's like people there, right? And they've got like headphones on, they've got their phones out, and they're making like a ton of noise. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm also seeing Strangers Chapter 2. So it's like they're gonna like attack me from behind here. Like they just chose 2 random seats. So all right, so long story short, I'm not gonna choose Tron Ares because I don't want to be the reason why we go back to the theater. So there's 2 other ones. One that's got my attention is on Netflix, and it's called Steve. It's with Cillian Murphy or Murray or whatever his name is from 20.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Absolutely blew that.
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders. But that's about teaching, and I kind of want to get away from teaching. But there's another one on HBO, which is on a lot of lists. That's supposed to be scary, and it's also October, which is Fright Month. So we're gonna watch, for my selection, Bring Her Back on HBO Max, which is probably going to be really weird. And you're going to next week say, what did you make me watch again? So, Eric, what do you got for me?
Well, so Kyle, what I love to do with the AMC app is I look for a person who's sitting single, and I buy the seat immediately next to them, like in the adjoining recliner, just to make things really weird. Totally. Make a new friend, just like in the movie Friendship. No, I absolutely do not.
Share my popcorn.
Yeah, you start to rub elbows. So, Kyle, I'm sorry. I got to make you do it. How can we not go see Tron? Hopefully, it'll get us a lot of tricks. Hopefully, it'll get us a lot of subscribers and clicks. So, yeah, we're going back to the movies. We're checking out Tron. I'm going to go see it in Dolby. Really excited about it.
Okay, let me jump in here. So I looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
are you thinking straight up Dolby? Are you going to go 3D IMAX? Are you going to do Would you do 3D? Do you have a take on 3D?
Yeah, I love effects. Yeah, why wouldn't you go see something in 3D? However, the Dolby Cinema at the one that I go to, the dine-in, they never show 3D in that theater. I don't know if it's just like not equipped for it. So if you want 3D, you have to go to IMAX, or I guess it sounds like Dolby in Elmwood does it. But I will always prefer Dolby or IMAX over a regular theater. But if those aren't available, yeah, give me 3D. You're going to the movies.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just ruining this segment. Do you?
No,
how do you
good.
prioritize the theater you go to? The seats are phenomenal. Are the seats the most important thing? Is it location? Why one over the other? How do you choose your preferred AMC theater? AMC. Look at all this free publicity here too. By the way.
Yeah, I know. We love AMC. I mean, I do. I love the A-list. It's a great deal.
Great deal.
Are you asking how do I pick Clearview over Elmwood?
Yeah, I'm asking you why Clearview over Elmwood? Is it just the seats?
It's adults only after 6 p.m.
I didn't know that.
And it's so much closer to my house. I mean, that's really the reason. But a secondary reason is definitely adults only after 6 p.m. No kids.
Wow.
But I mean, you know how it is. I have to go down 10 and then go down Clearview. It's really easy for you to just take Earhart. Anyway, for all of you who are watching who live in New Orleans, you'll understand all of that. If you don't, it's closer for him than it is for me. But yeah, no, I think at Clearview, everything except IMAX has the new recliner seats. I don't know how it is at Elmwood.
Elmwood, I don't think anything has the recliner seats, and the general seating experience is not good.
No wonder you're not enjoying it. Go to AMC. Go to Clearview. You're right off 10 also. You can go right to Clearview.
But I'm also, I gotta tell you, I'm also a fan of emptier theaters, and I will choose movie times based off of a slightly more empty theater. I generally don't like people, so like not having to see people in public is kind of what I strive for. But no, I feel like there's Elmwood has a few more screens, and they show movies starting earlier, and I love catching that 10, 10:30, 11 movie. I'm not going after 6. I will fall asleep. You know how you're like, I can't go to a movie after 9, I'll fall asleep. After 6, I will fall asleep.
100%. Same for me. It's like 6:15 is the latest the showtime can be. Other than that, it's a paid nap. So next week, Kyle, unfortunately, you're probably going to sit near someone because Tron is probably going to be crowded. We're going to see Tron in the theater and Bring Her Back on HBO Max. All right, Kyle. We're not the only ones that challenge each other. What do you have this week for the subscribers in the subscriber challenge?
I've got another challenge that nobody has taken me up on any of these offers. I think I have 3 jersey challenges. I've got a FIFA challenge. Let's add another jersey challenge. But let me tell you, let me set this one up with a little bit of a backstory. I love a good mystery box. I love purchasing things that are out of like mystery boxes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this concept.
Are you talking like how you can get a food box and you don't know what's going to come in it?
Like in terms of like apparel or merchandise?
So no.
Okay, what if I told you that like the Saints were like, okay, look, we're gonna package together. We have a box, and you're gonna get like the highest level jersey that we have with a player's name on the back of it, in the size that you want, but you don't get to pick the player, and the jersey is going to be at a huge reduction in cost. Does that
Is it signed?
pique your interest? It's not signed. It's just like it's a jersey with a player's name on the back of it at a fraction of the cost, but you don't know what player you're going to get.
But it's like a starter.
It's somebody on the team.
Or it could be just anyone on the 53-man roster or whatever it is.
It wouldn't be anybody on the 53-man roster just because NFL has so many people that are unknown. But for a Premier League team, there's only like 23 spots. So it would be from a set number of people. But really, I would say it's only out of like 15 or 20. How would you feel about that?
So Yeah, no.
No, you're not doing it? Okay, so
No.
I years ago was like, look, yes, I am on board for this. I was able to get this jersey at a fraction of the price, but the name on the back was a mystery. And when I did this, I was coaching high school soccer, and I told the guys, I'm like, look, I will. They saw me order it. They're like, you got to bring it in. You got to open it together so we can see your face when you get the player. Player came out, and I was like, okay, like, not like yeah, but like, okay. So for this challenge, who came in the mystery box? Who is the player on the back of this jersey? This right here is going to be the key because Liverpool didn't have a large New Balance deal. So this team right here with this merchandise right here. So all you got to do, be a subscriber, comment below the name of the player on the back of the jersey, win yourself a $5. Eric, what else?
Dude, I just imagine I would open the mystery box and it would be like, here's a leftover Derek Carr jersey from last year.
It very much
that's
could
what
be.
would happen to me.
Yes.
Or they'd be like, surprise, we had one Dennis Allen jersey created, and I would be like, I want neither of those. Those two can go far, far away. So, all right, Kyle, the ref blew the whistle. The match has reached full time. We've got a winner. It's time for movie night and game day to come to a close. Next week, we are going to be watching Tron Ares in the theater, and we're going to be watching Bring Her Back on HBO Max. We want you to watch too and comment your likes, dislikes, and your scores. Please like this episode and subscribe to our channel. Help us get to 1 million subscribers. Kyle, before we sign off, do you have any closing thoughts or comments?
No closing. Well, I do. I got to figure out where I'm going to sit in the theater away from people strategically. And I'm going to see it in 3D. So, Eric, what about you? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I think you should try picking the seat that's right next to someone in the same little cubby. Kyle, remind everyone if they want more movies, where can they find your reviews?
Yeah, you can check out my reviews on the movie spreadsheet, which is on YouTube. I post weekly reviews, and I'm getting into the short game. So that's all I got. Eric, take us home.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Kyle and I will see you next week right here on Movie Night and Game Day.